Well, thanks for joining us again, boys and girls. Just thought I'd take a moment to show you this chair that me and Mrs. Flatlander that is now, found on our adventures probably about a year ago now. It's obviously in pretty rough shape right now, but super pretty. It's got all this ornate detailing in the wood. Here in the back, it's got these cool little brass decorations. It's just a really cool piece. I'm guessing it's got to be close to 100 years old, if not over 100 years old. All oak. I'll have to look it over more closely and see if I can find any kind of maker's mark or anything like that. I haven't been able to find anything yet, but I also haven't looked too close. I'll apologize now. I obviously don't have the best working space to work on this, but the garage is all full of crap. Cleared off the whole workbench. So you can see, unfortunately, this upright here, the tip of it did break off. So I'm thinking we're gonna flatten that out and drill it out, and then put a dowel in there, dowel it into the new rocker. I'm gonna try to get these rockers removed. Looks like at one point in time someone did go through and kind of try to wood glue this thing back together. I don't know if it got left out in the rain sometimes or something. This looks like it got close to like a wood stove in a house or something. Got pretty scorched right there, but with this old square head hardware. Go ahead and try to get this thing taken apart without busting anything up, and I'll just do a time lapse so it's minimally boring for y'all. Got these dowels here. I'll bring you in so you can see a little better where this hardware comes in from the bottom. I'm guessing there must be like some sort of a flat head that goes inside there, and then they doweled over the top of it to clean it up. So I think we're gonna get those out of there. I'll just put new dowels in and we'll put her back together. Looks like once upon a time might have been some kind of coating on top of that. Maybe we'll have to wire wheel these up a little bit, and I'll at least spray them with some clear or something to help protect them. See, that one's starting to rust some. So we got our part. What I'm going to do now is go through and probably put some tape on each piece, kind of label where it's coming from. That way stuff doesn't get mixed up while I'm working on it. Well, there you have it, folks. World's first IKEA build your own 100-year-old rocking chair set. I'm really nervous about sanding this guy. I think I'll try out one of those little flat disc guys. Very gently and slowly and cautiously, and see how it treats it. A lot of it's just rubbing your fingers across it. take a lot of that color off. I was gonna stain this originally, but the wood's so thirsty and dry, I think I might just soak the crap out of it with some boiled linseed oil and just let the natural color shine through. I don't really know yet, but now we got a whole lot of sanding to do and small repair work here and there, and then we'll reassemble, give her new life. Removing cane stuff is no joke, I'll tell you what. It's a lot of damn work. I did break down and buy me a specialized cane chisel. This was the one I had made. About the same size, but it's just so much more convenient having a handle, and it's got a nice little angle on it and everything. It's not cheap, but I think it's definitely worth the investment. So I've been working on getting the last of this caning out of this groove. Still a ways to go, but I'd kind of share some pointers that I've come up with. That I did end up getting this caning chisel, and it's definitely worth the money. Can't imagine trying to do this with that little punch I was trying to use, but it's nice. It's got a nice rounded handle, and I've been using it mostly by hand. When I've got the cane still in there, which you can see there's a section right here. It's the bottom chunk of the actual material that holds the caning in. It's still left. I'll usually use this mallet to kind of tap it around. This is actually a plastic leather working mallet. It works good enough. Don't have to worry about damaging anything or hitting too hard. So I'll do that when it's still in there. When we get down to this point where it's kind of just the remnants of the glue and the last of the caning itself, I'll usually just go around and work it by hand. I found flip-flopping it sometimes up, sometimes down, and just kind of working through. And lastly, I keep my shop vac right next to me, so when I get a bunch of chunks broken up and loose, I can just suck it all up out of there, and then I can still tell whether or not there's glue or material down in there, if we're down to the oak itself.
Oh, Sam, life is a wonderful thing. Boy, you gotta have a little sing like Bing. In the swing.
Alright, so we're down to our last little section of spline that's still left in there. And the corners are definitely the most tricky part to get the spline out of. And then the caning itself is, you can see like, let me see, this little piece right here. That's a piece of the caning. It's pressed in with the spline. So I'm going to dig that last little section of spline out. I've gone through, I've got almost all of the groove cleaned out. I was just noticing, if you look here, you can see like this is a little piece of the caning still stuck there. So I've been taking the chisel, just kind of gently prying those out. The most important thing is to keep this outside edge as clean as possible, which is pretty tricky. Working all these angles with your chisel. I did find in the corners, if you kind of turn it sideways this way, it's a little better because you have minimal movement left to right if you're trying to do it straight to where it's flat on the bottom. We'll go ahead and dig out that last little section of the spline, go around and clean up. My goal is to get this whole piece sanded down and cleaned up today, so we'll see how that goes.